Harty, my man, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, bro. I can't complain. I'm here. Another day above ground.
Okay, I like that. Let me ask you first, right? Are we calling you Prince Harty, Christopher Prince Harty? Like, how are we exactly addressing you,
Yeah,
or just Prince?
you could just call me Prince. I mean, Chris and Christopher is kind of like always explaining to people that, like, to me, that person is kind of like dead in a sense. Like I know that's like my first name, my birth name, but I just kind of feel like the person that I was when I was Christopher, even though it sounds kind of silly, was I feel like
Mhm.
he was like weak and just not real and didn't stand up for himself and wasn't as confident as Prince is. Although now my confidence has kind of like been broken with some of the things that I've been through. But he was just a reminder of a past that I kind of like wanted to stay away from. Like I didn't really have like the greatest reputation growing up. I did a lot
Okay,
of stupid shit. And it was kind of like my way to like disassociate with like who I was and who I am.
okay. So you feel like you have reinvented yourself because when you say death, I'm like, wait a minute, like hold up, they gonna flip that and say you an Illuminati on some rebirth.
No, yeah, it was just, and sometimes I feel like I've taken the character on a little bit too serious and I can't like shed it sometimes. Like I
Okay,
feel like I was reading this thing one time where it was just like Cuba Gooding Jr. played the role of what's this guy's name? OJ Simpson. And
yes.
it took him like 6 months to get out of that role, like to go back to being Cuba Gooding Jr. And sometimes I feel like I've been so entrenched in being like Prince for so long that I don't know how to like be me sometimes, like or be Christopher because he just got tossed to the side. And I feel like Christopher was more sweet, he was a little bit nicer, not so cool and egotistical. But at the same time, I just feel like I like the strength that I found in who I became.
Okay, when you became Prince, so I'm not mad at it. I respect that. That makes a lot of sense. I wanted you to explain that because people do run with things when we, you know what I'm saying. They like if you're not a deep thinker, they may not understand what you
Yeah.
said at first. But you explained it good. So I mean, speaking of your upbringing, share a little bit of it, with us so we can get to know you a little bit better.
For sure. Well, I'm actually here with my father right now. He's eating. Um,
Oh, what's up, Dad? What's going
yeah,
on?
he's got a couple episodes in season one or season two? Season two? Season two.
I remember meeting him. We met him on TV. I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was there. My upbringing. So I was raised by my mom mostly, and
Okay.
I was raised around like my sisters. I have like 4 or 5 sisters, and then like that, I have female cousins, and those are the people that I was around like on a daily basis. So a lot of people always kind of like come for me because like I have feminine mannerisms or tendencies. Like one, I'm Caribbean. Two, I was just raised around women my entire life, so I I guess you can say I thought and acted like them in certain instances, just because like that's all I've seen. I've only seen like how my mom and my cousins and my sisters have reacted to things and handled situations.
But,
So
but, but can we stay on that though? Because I get the same thing, and it's kind of just like, well, what the hell you want me to do? If this is all I saw, coming up, it's kind of like you get.
it's
I don't know.
all
You
you
get
know.
ostracized for being you.
Yeah, it's kind of sucks. I'm always getting like, excuse my language, but like fucked with for just being me, and I don't know how to be anybody else.
Exactly.
Like my father, not that he didn't want to, but he wasn't really able to be like in my life in the way that like a man should, to teach me certain things, just because like him and my mom had like all types of like weird shit going on. So we were never really able to, one, be under the same household, and two, just be raised even like in the Jamaican culture, like how my father would want me to be raised. So I never got certain things that I wish I learned from him. Like my father is very patient, and I have zero. My father's like calm. He's not so like whereas me, I'm the opposite end of the spectrum. And not that I'm mad or ashamed of it, but I wish that I had that balance and I would be able to kind of like move right. But I feel like I'm so far to the left, that it's not really. I'm very emotional, whereas my father's very logical and like,
Mm,
skeptical,
okay. Okay. Listen. I completely understand, and I like how you broke that down. I think you can learn to be more logical. I think you can. I think it just takes time. You know,
Yeah,
if it's something you care to do.
for sure. I definitely agree with like it takes time and just kind of like learning yourself, knowing who you are as a person, and like being honest with who you are as a person. Because a lot of people really aren't honest with themselves, and I feel like I'm pretty honest with myself. Maybe I beat myself down a little bit too much, but
And that's okay. And I dare say too, and I'll leave that subject alone. I think with black folks, if you are not a thug that's shooting and killing people, then they automatically just put you on the other side. And it's
that,
like
that toxic masculinity.
that was good. Here's the thing too. I feel like reality TV definitely did not highlight the fact that you are well spoken. Because you speak to some reality stars and it's like you like, oh damn. But you talk a little bit about like your educational background too.
I ended up getting like my bachelor's in communication and a triple minor in broadcast communication, advertising, and fashion design. I just somehow ended up a reality TV star and a promoter.
Gotcha. You did well. Were you interested in modeling before reality TV, or did that kind of come after?
It came during my tenure as a promoter. I had a lot of like the models, the IG models, like telling me like, "Yo, you should model," and it didn't cross my mind like at all. I did not think I was a model. Didn't
It
think
never crossed your mind.
it never. You gotta also understand, bro. I'm not who people think I am. I'm not like this super confident. I think I'm just this super fly. Like I have a lot of insecurities. I never thought that I was good looking enough to be a model. I never thought I had the body to be a model. The height, anything.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You never thought about that for real.
It never occurred to me. It wasn't until I was a promoter and girls were telling me, "Hey, you should model." You know, like I've had people tell me I was cute, but you know, cute could be 5 or a 6. You know what I'm saying? Cute don't mean you a 7, 8, 9, 10. You know.
That's true. Okay,
So,
fair
you know, I've never been instilled with this confidence that okay, I don't see when I look in the mirror, I don't see what people see when they look at me, and I 100% think that stems from like my childhood, like even just starting from my mom. Like she never really instilled a lot of confidence in me. Like she would actually like chastise me and like low key make fun of me when I tried to do certain things. Like I remember vividly one time I was trying to do the moonwalk in the kitchen. Like I was practicing it. Michael Jackson was like my favorite like artist at the time. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to moonwalk." She's like, "Stop." Like you're not. And part of me, it just made me be like, "Bitch, please, I'm about to learn how to moonwalk." You know what I'm saying? But then part of me was kind of like, damn, can I moonwalk? Can I learn how to moonwalk? Do I moonwalk right? So I've always like doubted myself. I've never known like my full worth. I've never known my full potential just because I've always just questioned myself. Like, am I good enough in everything? Am I good looking enough? Am I articulate enough? Am I smart enough? Am I well versed enough? Can I dance well enough? Like, I've just always second guessed myself, and the glimpses of like confidence that shine through me, it was still somewhat of a facade because I had people behind me and back me. And I feel like you should be able to be confident in a room by yourself. And I was always confident in like my packs of my friends and, whether it was my promotion company or whatever the situation was. But once you took all that away from me, once you took Love and Hip Hop away from me, once you took the promo team that I was working for away from me, once you took the people that I like kind of like came up with, I didn't still have that same confidence. Like I don't need none of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of like crippled me. I'm like, yo, I think I could kill like action comedy or,
So you want to be that's the next chapter.
100. That was the next chapter. Once I did my Love and Hip Hop stint, and I thought more opportunities would come. And it's not like I just sat on my ass and was just like, okay, I'm Prince from Love and Hip Hop. Come give me a role. I went to castings. I tried to find talent agents. I tried to deal with publicists and managers and this and this and that. And I just feel like I never came across anyone reputable.
Okay, so if you could wake up tomorrow in your dream role, like what would that be? Would you be in a romantic comedy? I know you said action, but like what would you be doing? Who would your co-star be? What would the plot be like? I think when we really go deep and think like that, it also helps to bring it to life, so to speak.
I would say, because I think that I'm so goofy and silly, I don't think people would just would take me serious in a horror film first, or drama, or suspense, I think I would have to kind of come out like in a action comedy. Romantic comedy is cool too. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but action comedy, because I'm active. I can learn like all these like jujitsu moves. I box, my thing. So I feel like that would be like, the way for me to break in. Co-stars, honestly, anybody reputable, because if you're talking about romantic comedy, and obviously I'd want to do it with someone that I'm kind of like, oh shit, that's my crush. But action comedy, like anybody reputable. Like I'd love to do something with Jason Statham. I'd love to do something with Michael B. Jordan. I'd love to do something with Will Smith. Like I was trying to play Will Smith on Peacock, like when that shit first came out. And
when the auditions came out for that. Wow. Okay.
I was trying to find a way to those auditions. I feel like if they saw me, that's Will Smith, but that didn't really work out. So, but idealistically, yeah, I think starting off with action comedy on Netflix, that'd be cool, little vibe.
All right. At least you know the direction you want to go now. What about modeling? I mean, I feel like there should be a lot of modeling opportunities for you as well.
I thought the same thing, bro. I look at my Instagram, I take amazing pictures. I don't think I'm the finest nigga in the world by far. I think I'm universally cute. I think you could drop me off in Ghana, Belgium, Antarctica, Mexico. I'm cute. Ain't nobody gonna say I'm ugly, but I don't think I'm a model. I feel like a pose isn't me. Like I need camera, I need action, I need roles. Like I feel like you can see more of who I am in video and in me doing things, whereas a picture is just like a pose, and you can't necessarily discern who that person is from that, because there's plenty of pictures that I have on my page that people will think they know what I was thinking or who I am or what kind of person I am from the picture, or what was going on in my head, and it was completely opposite. It's just not me. It's cool. I love taking good pictures, but I'm not a model. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't consider myself a model, but I'll take some pictures for some money. And as far as like opportunities, bro, it flabbergasted me too. This is where the confidence kind of comes out. I think I'm the finest nigga to ever be on Love and Hip Hop. Obviously, everyone has their cup of tea, but if it came down to like if there was a poll, I think I'm the finest nigga to touch all of them: Atlanta, Miami, New York, LA. Now, again, everyone has their cup of tea, but all the guys on the show, like, I don't think anyone were fucking with me. And
what you call regular looking. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's no je ne sais quoi about them or nothing like, you know what I'm saying? Whereas me, like, I brought a splash. Like, I was a cup of tea brought to a Hennessy party when they put me on Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, who the fuck is this sophisticated?
Okay.
And no opportunities came. Like Fashion Nova wanted me to shoot for free clothes, but they're paying my ex-best friend, who's a lawyer, 4 bands for 12 pictures. What? Damn. I'm on a national televised, national syndicated show currently, and y'all want to give me free clothes for promo? What? Boohoo, man. Vans, like any brand you can name of or think of, I've reached out and nothing has been forthcoming. And it that's another thing that kind of killed my confidence. It's like, all right, well, nigga, maybe you're not as good looking as you think you are. Maybe you don't take as great of photos as you think you do. And it just kind of like, it's little things like that. Because to me, I feel like there's no way that I can go anywhere in the world and Black people know who I am, yet I can't get a single brand deal. And this is before all the bullshit. This is before me getting jumped. This is before me being this. This is before me being that. Like fresh face, fresh on Love and Hip Hop. Never heard of this nigga before. And I have nothing, no deals. Nobody wanted to rock with me. I've been turned down by every modeling agency that's like here in South Florida. Legit modeling agency. You got Red. You got I don't even remember all of them because it's been that long. I could go through my phone and Wilhelmina, Red.
Yeah, Wilhelmina, you got Ford models.
Red. I already said Red. Next. Every agency that I've gone to here on South Beach has turned me down. When I did go to agencies in New York, turned me down. I've gotten up and gone to castings. I went to the Yeezy casting like when it was the first capsule, like when they had like Lil Yachty and India, what's her name? The one with the big boobs?
India Love.
India Love. I went to that casting,
Okay.
didn't get picked. So it's like I know they're gonna say, keep trying, don't give up, but like that shit wears on you, especially when like you have everyone around you telling you like, yo, you should be doing this, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, and nothing's happening. You put yourself out there, you DM the pages, you send the emails, you have someone reach out on your behalf, and it just nothing's transpired, and it's just killed me, killed my confidence.
I mean, that's understandable. You're only human, and people have to understand too. Like, you can try for stuff, but you still got to eat. You still got bills to pay. So it's like, if you're not getting booked, okay, I got to do something else. So I totally get that. But speaking of the mess, there's been a lot of gossip about your settlement with Tory Lanez, who is now locked up. So can you speak on any updates?
Yeah, I don't know what updates are going or what are going on right now, but as far as what just got
they said you want to redo your settlement because you were forced into signing the original. That's what they say.
yeah, so I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't know where that rumor came from. I don't know how that came out. I don't know what they got going on, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't
Okay.
that shit. I don't got nothing to do with none of that. So I just woke up one day and I'm just in the blogs for some other bullshit. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Tori and I came to an amicable decision a long time ago.
Okay.
And that's really all I can say on that. Like him and I as men, we spoke, we handled shit. Like he apologized and
He did.
Oh, yeah, 100%. See, a lot of people don't really know. See, this is what happened. When he first jumped me originally, we met up the very next day. Like the very next night after he jumped me, we met up the next day. And we spoke and he heard me out and he was just like, listen, bro, like I'm just like you. I don't care if there's 10 niggas in the room. I'm gonna fight every single one. Da 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 da. He understood where I was coming from. And he said to me, he's like, hey, so look, I'm gonna give you X amount of money, right? Send me 4 records, and I can't promise that I'll hop on one of the records with you, but I'll get your music to where it needs to be because the kind of music I make isn't the world that I'm in. I'm in the hip hop, world for the most part, and the music I make is very like Dua Lipa-ish, Weekend-ish,
Oh, pop it. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm cool with that. Now, mind you, I got a whole tooth that's like dangling now because it's got my shit stomped in. And I'm chilling. So I'm home chilling. I'm not filming. I'm not really going out like that because it's embarrassing. I went and fixed my tooth. Like 2 weeks pass, and I don't hear from this nigga. I ain't got no money to my Zelle. I ain't hear nothing about the records that I sent him. And it was like, all right, well, look, I'm not a gangster, right? I'm not in a gang. I've never carried myself as such. So what am I going to do? I got jumped and publicly embarrassed. Now, mind you, once he told me, I was on all of the blogs, and it's not even like they were like, "Oh, Prince from Love and Hip Hop." I had the Source and Double XL reporting on me, which they would never really report on a Love and Hip Hop star, and they weren't even referring to me as who I was. It was Tory Lanez jumps man inside Live. Like what?
Yep.
I'm not even.
And yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
not even who I am. You know what I'm saying? So like all this is going on. People know it's me. I'm being embarrassed. And he's flying around first class fucking bitches, getting money and all this shit. Meanwhile, I'm stuck at home. So what was I supposed to do? I'm not gonna run down on him by myself. I don't have brothers. I got 4 sisters. And yeah, I have male friends, but at the time of this jumping, when this happened, I was like, what, 29, 30? All my friends are grown-ass men that have real life shit going on. They're not about to just drive down to Miami or clink up with me like, yeah, let's go Ninja, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle this thing. It's just like we have responsibilities. We're men now. So not running down with him gang members. I'm not gonna just pull out a gun and just shoot the nigga because I'm either going to get killed or go to prison. It ain't worth it. So how can I get my lick back? Sue the nigga. Sue the nigga. So we sued him, and it was honestly, I think Tory jumping me was like really like the unraveling of me and my confidence, because that was the first time that I was just like, I realized I could be touched and nothing happened. Like, I've been in scuffles before, I've been in situations, but shit happened afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got handled. Again, not that I'm a thug or anything like that, but there was people that I rolled with and shit got handled. So when this happened, then nothing got handled. And then the same people that I run with went and booked the nigga like 2 weeks afterwards. That
Damn.
that really was just like, damn, you are not as lit as you think you are. You're not as invincible as you are. And that shit started to kind of like put me in a shell a little bit.
Okay.
So time passed, a lot of time passed, 3 years to be exact. And when Tory first jumped me, I was like 160 pounds, 150. I'm 190 now. I work out a lot. I box every other day. I spar niggas bigger than me, smaller than me, just so I can be ready. And I ran up on him one day, finally. Now, mind you, this is the craziest part. We both live in Brickell, right? His building is behind mine, and my barber used to live in his building. I went every Friday to get a haircut. Never bumped into this man for 2.5 years. Walking through the building, I never bumped into him, never saw him in the street. But lo and behold, like 3 years later, I bump into him. I'm walking to Moxie's, and he was kind of like being extra, like glaring at me, and then he ended up like blowing a kiss at me, like being funny, like, yeah, nigga, I jumped your ass, basically. Man, I ran across that street so fucking quick. I was like, nigga, I will beat your ass right here and now. You got no security with you. It's you and Melly. And my bitch was with me. My girl was with me at the time. My girl will handle Melly. I'm not worried about that. You. So, you know, just approached him like a man. We ended up speaking. It didn't turn into a physical altercation. Like, we spoke. You could tell that we both had shit to get off of our chests. So we both spoke. He understood where I was coming from. I understood where he was coming from. He apologized again. And then he was like, listen, I'm going to make this right. Dun, 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 dun. And that was that. So, you know, him and I spoke, and we made things right. And it's not to come on here and seem like, oh, tough guy now, but I'm not getting beat up by no 5'7", 140-pound nigga. It's not happening. Like, I like this is what I do. I fight. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty, but I fight.
The way it looked though, it looked like he like sucker punched you, and then it was a bunch of people around. Like, it didn't look like a fair fight at all.
No, so what happened was my boss, this is why I got mad. My boss at the time, DJ Golden Boy, came up to me at Live and was just like, yo, Tory wants to talk to you. Is everything cool? And as far as I knew, everything was cool, because that same day I spoke with his manager at the time, Uno. We had like a 45-minute conversation, and it was heated at first because they felt strongly about how they felt, and I felt strongly about how I felt. Now, mind you, all this transpired over a song. A lot of people don't know that either. This was all about a song. Tory's single, Jerry Sprunger, the T-Pain sample. I dropped that song first in March of that year. Same exact beat. Right? November comes, he drops it. That's not an issue. I'm Pretty Boy Prince, pink wearing Prince from Love and Hip Hop. He's Tory Lanez, like multi-platinum artist. If anything, it was flattering. If they took the beat, right? My beef wasn't with them. My issue was with the DJs in Miami. Now, mind you, I've been a promoter for years. I have friendships, you know, relationships. And my issue was just like, damn, for months I've been asking you guys to play my record, and you're like, it's not really a club record. And Tory drops the same exact beat. Like, even how I first come onto the song, he kind of like does the same thing. And y'all can't play my shit. Even if it's 30 seconds, then you go into his song. So the issue was with the DJs. I don't know where he came from with like his drama and his issues, but my issue was with the DJ. I had no issue with Tory. I had no issue with his production team. I had no issue with anyone from his side. I was mad at the DJs in Miami. So fast forward to that night, I go, my boss is like, hey, Tory wants to talk to you. So I go walk to his table. I extend my hand. I'm like, yo, what's up, Tory? He goes, yo, what the fuck was you thinking, nigga? And that's when you see in the video where him swing. And
shit.
I was like this. I went, oh, it went true. And then that's when they all just jumped over and backed me into a corner. And then, you know, they jumped my ass. And it wasn't shit I could do. It's nothing I could do against 6, 8, 10 niggas, you know, like even like being on Love and Hip Hop, there's some disingenuous ass motherfuckers on there. Maybe that's why I ain't last that long. Who knows? But
listen, I got questions about that too, man. First off, is Love and Hip Hop real? Like, how fake is this shit? Let's be honest.
So I can't speak for all the cities because everyone is different. But god damn,
Okay.
13 messages. What the fuck could y'all be talking about in this chat? I can't speak for all the other franchises. I can only speak from my Miami experience. Season 1 wasn't fake, but it was a little bit like embellished and fabricated. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that I went through were legit. They just got like twisted. For example, there was an episode where I got kicked out of Liz's apartment because I was allegedly out with, you know, Gabby till God knows what time in the morning. And that's not actually what happened. What happened was I caught her texting her ex too inappropriately, and because I was staying with her and the apartment was in her name, that bitch kicked me out. She broke the door down with a knife, not a knife, a hammer, and basically like threw me out because she was mad because I went to her shit. But because my role on the show was like this player fuckboy, before they knew that the world was gonna think I was gay, they just fed into that narrative. So I would just say that it was embellished and fabricated a little bit. And because you got a brand new cast of people who don't know shit about each other. Like none of us knew any of us from anything. Like obviously, I've always said Love and Hip Hop is comprised of has-beens and nobodies. I was one of the nobodies. I mean,
That's a good point, though. It's a good point.
Respectfully, that's what it is. Ain't nobody know who the fuck I was. Nobody. Respectfully, the people that were on that show that were someone's aren't necessarily being I want to just be respectful. I want no one feeling tried from this interview, but they're just not they're not little baby. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Yeah.
To go on that show and then, you know, they just put a bunch of everyone together and we just kind of like did our thing. Season 2 was more real. Because by that point we knew how people were. I'm sorry, my dog won't shut the fuck up. We knew who people were, their personalities, how they were, and like more real came out. But for me, everything that I went through was real. It was just certain shit was just kind of like funny and fabricated, like chaotic, jumping over the car to get at me, knowing that
like that was just
like it's 6 security niggas around us. We was just chilling. You have my address, but you choose during filming time to jump.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like shit like that happened, and that's not how I get down at all. Like I'm kind of like emotionally unstable. Like we can do it whenever, wherever. Like again, I'm not a gangster, but I will hold my own. So like shit like that. And it was just like, what the fuck?
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. I got you.
They're weird, to say the least.
So what was the pay worth? Like, did it pay decently?
Oh, the pay was great. I ain't gonna hold you. For me, at that time of my life, what was I? 25, 20? Nah, it's cap. I was like 26, 27. That money was great because don't forget, I was still like the Fresh Prince of South Beach. I was a really big promoter out here. So I had my promotion money. I had Love and Hip Hop money. I had hostings every weekend. Like I was making like 10 grand a weekend just flying out. Like and flying out for people to see me. It's not like at the club where I got to bring 20 girls and someone to buy some bottles and I get my like flat rate. Nah, I could have came to that club alone and I was getting my 5 bands, 7 bands, 3,500, whatever it was. Like that shit was, it changed everything for me. It kind of killed promoting for me too. It's like, yo, why I gotta beg girls that are doing something strange for some change to pay their rent, and I'm getting paid to be me and have people come up to me and take pictures with me. That it completely killed it for me at that point. It's just like, yeah, bro, this promoting shit ain't it. Like it ain't it. Promoting's fun. I enjoyed, you know, showing people a grand time and doing all that shit, but the pay was great. And I was not even like high up on the pay scale. I think Trina was getting like, don't quote me, but like 50 bands an episode. Nigga, that's money. I was only getting like 5, but I was happy with that 5, and I was in all 16 episodes. So you do the math. You know what I'm saying? That shit was
but if you get paid 50, now I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to do reality, but if I'm getting paid 50 an episode, I'll show my ass up too.
Yeah.
I'll be here too.
to a certain degree, because again, you know, it's still Trina. So to her, she's probably like, ugh, 50K. You know what I'm saying? Me, I would have took that 50.
Right. Would have balled out. So let me ask you this: are you going back into reality?
I mean, if the opportunities present itself, I enjoy it. You know, like, would I love to be Will Smith? For sure. But I enjoy filming. I always thought that I would end up on like Real World versus Road Rules. You know, like I always thought I'd be like on a show like that, or like other little dope VH1 things that they did. Like they did like a something for Halloween where they had like Erica Mena and Safari and Bobby in a house filming some shit where you can be your natural self and there aren't beats to hit or drama that has to happen like
Right.
organically. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that I would do something like that. So I honestly thoroughly enjoy filming. I love being on camera. I love like entertaining people because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's just the bullshit that came with this particular show. But as far as like doing TV again, I'm sure I will. I'm sure you guys are going to see me on your screen again very soon. I just don't know if or think it'll ever be the Love and Hip Hop franchise just because there's bad blood between us. You know, I've said things out loud and I feel how I feel. And I'm sure, you know, they feel how they feel. I haven't, you know, gone as far as like being a Christopher Milan, but there's no reason I shouldn't have been on season 3. I can't speak for 4. I can't speak for 5, but there's no reason that I shouldn't have been on 3 because my storyline was just still too prevalent and intertwined with everyone's. So it was some funny stuff going on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That part. So let me ask you this: there were rumors that she was supposed to be a part of Bad Boys over there on Zeus. Now, is that true?
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations. No, I definitely auditioned. You know, which I don't feel like I should have had to have done that. I felt like that was a little bit beneath me, but that could be just ego talking. But they fuck with me. Will they pick me? You know, it remains to be seen. But I'll definitely go into Bad Boy's house and like, you know, do what I do. If I go on it, my objective isn't to go on there and be like a nuisance. Like that's not me. Like I'll whoop some ass if I have to, just because, you know, I'm confrontational and I can be a bit abrasive and I know I come off like a bit strong and my personality is out there, but I'm not a messy, shady person. Like if I go, it's really just to showcase, you know, my actual personality, like me and my natural habitat, how funny I can be, and you know, just who I am as a person. I'm here to bring the vibes and have fun. And I also feel like I'm one of the few, not one of the few, because I'm sure there's plenty in the world, but I'm one of the few public figures that are a heterosexual male that have no problems being around homosexuals or any member of the LGBTQIAXYZ community. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you like dick don't mean I do. So,
and it really should be that simple, and that's how you know you're secure with yourself. So, speaking of that, the people said, "What happened to OnlyFans?" They said he hasn't uploaded in like. So people want to know. The people felt like you was giving them grade A entertainment, and then you just did.
Well, this is what the fuck happened. They got tired of the grade A entertainment. Like they want to see shit that I'm just not comfortable with. Like one, I'm not a sex worker. I'm not. I don't mind being like the male version of Playboy. I think I look good naked. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it should be such a horrible thing, but I understand like the connotation associated with it. You know, like we all humans, our body is our body. But I'm not gonna be doing shit that I'm just not into. I'm not fucking on camera because I'm not a porn star. I'm not finger popping my asshole because that's not shit that I enjoy. I'm not collabing with another man because that's not shit that I'm into. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it fell off. They want to see shit that I'm not. And just for $20 per person, I'm not about to sit here and nah, fuck that. The money was great. You know, I was making like 65,000 a month on there initially, but yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is not real. But they started requesting things that is just not me. And don't get me wrong, if I was gay, I'd have been doing whatever the fuck they want to see for the most part. But that shit ain't me. It's just not me. It's not, I'm not, you know, excuse my language, I'm not jacking off on camera and sending you a video. Like, I'm not doing shit like that. Like, you better take this content. I'll cook for you my boxer briefs. I'll hit these squats and zoom in real close for you, like, because I don't really give a fuck. I'll post me wet, dick print showing, because that's just implied nude, but I'm not a sex worker. Point blank, period.
Gotcha. Understood. Understood. You said nothing was off limits. You really are
Y'all
answering.
can still go subscribe though, whoever's watching this.
You said you still gonna look at what's ever up there. Yeah, I feel you. Okay, understood. So let me ask you this: as far as your situations with your exes, whoever accused you of DV, what's your response to that? They say you dragged the lady by the hair, you held her hostage.
Well,
I know
you're reading that's for sure the most recent one. And this is another reason why I was like, damn, it sucks being in my position. It feels like no one gives a fuck, right? That happened in October. We're in February. Why the fuck am I not in jail? Why am I not on house arrest still? Why haven't I had to go do community service hours? Or why am I not on probation? Why? Because them charges got dismissed. They didn't get dropped. There's a difference between getting dropped and getting dismissed. They got dismissed because I had all the evidence to prove what I need to prove. I went through the situation the year before with my ex, which we'll get to in a second. So anytime it comes to a female in my place, I'm on edge, especially if I know that female's already mad. So I'll give you the background, and it's kind of a long story, but I'll try to make it short. You seen the nigga that I just beat up on Hollywood Unlocked?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm sure you saw it. I'm sure you probably saw a little something. I just beat somebody the fuck up. Big nigga, right? That is the now husband of the woman who lied and had me thrown in jail. Let's bring it back a little bit. So long story short,
okay,
me and my girl were kind of like going through it, you know what I'm saying? And as niggas do, I did some little dog shit, and I was kind of like, fuck with this girl on the side. This girl was like a sugar mama. She was paying for studio time. She was paying for dinner. She was buying me like 2K Prada boots, like shit like that. And, I take accountability in my part. I knew I didn't want anything with this woman. But at the same time, I feel like if you're doing you, how you get mad at me for doing me, regardless of what I got going on, even if I'm married, right? You don't know what my situation is, but I got shit going on. I don't know what your situation is, but you got shit going on. Just don't let it interfere with what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell me shit because you're doing you. So, anyways, long story short, I ended up getting caught up, right? I told my girl what the situation was. And she was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? She was a sugar mama. All right, I don't want you talking to the girl again. Girl had left something at my house, and I was just like, come and get it, blah, 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 blah. So when she came to get it, I gave it to her immediately. When she got to my place, she started acting crazy. I want the shoes that I bought you. I want all the money that I've spent on you. I'm like, okay, yeah, bitch, you tripping. You got to go. I was like, yo, just leave my house. I'm not fucking going nowhere to. Okay, cool. Turn my Ring camera on, set up my other phone so we can get both angles, right? Because I mind you, I just went through this last year. I'm not about to have no type of weird situations with females. Call my lawyer. Hey, Michael, there's a girl in my house that does not want to leave. What do I do? Bro, hang up and call the cops. Clink, call the cops. Hey, there's a girl in my house that doesn't want to leave. Da 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 da. I let them know. Now, mind you, no one's getting murdered, so they're not going to come immediately. So her and I are still arguing. She's saying what she wants to say. I'm trying to get her. I'm so wary. I'm like going like this. I'm like, yo, leave my house. I'm not touching her. I'm like, yo, just leave. I end up getting her out my house. I was like, you want the fucking boots? Let's go get the fucking boots. They're in my car at the car wash. So we leave my house. We were upstairs for like 15 minutes max. Leave my house, walk all around Brickell because I kind of gave her like a chase. I was like, oh, my car's here. No, my car's over here. Did all of that. Finally left her. And there's more details to this story, but I'm not going to bore you with all like the little details. Finally got rid of her. Went back to my crib, right? I go up there. I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. I look over my balcony. I just start seeing a bunch of cops start pulling up. I see CSI and 4 cops. I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. CSI. What the fuck? So call my lawyer, let him know what's going on. He's like, yo, go downstairs and tell him that you called them. I go downstairs. As soon as I step out the elevator, I had 6 cops like surround me. They're like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, yo, I'm Prince. I'm the person that called you. Clink, clink, immediately. Didn't ask me shit. Put me in the back of the car. And I'm crying at this point because I already know what's going to happen. I already know the process. I'm going to be in the blogs. I'm going to be in the news. I have to bond out of jail. And before I bond out of jail, I have to see a judge. And I'm going to have to go on house arrest again because DV is something that they don't fucking play with in Miami. So I'm talking to the cops. I'm like, yo, I have video. So they look at the video. They weren't fucking, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them, but they weren't fucking the video. So whatever, they take me to jail and I read the arrest form. Arrest form says that I dragged this girl. Actually, no, that's not what the arrest form said. Arrest form said that she came to my house. I kicked her in the rib cage. I choked her I beat her ass for 30 minutes, kicked her in the rib cage, choked her to the point that she couldn't breathe. She thought she was going to die. And I said to her, she said, do you want to go to jail? And I was like, I've already been there. Like all this crazy shit. And on top of all that, after I just whooped her ass for 30 minutes, she said that we then left, walked around Brickell for a good period of time. And that at the end, I tried to snatch her purse. And I'm 6'3", 190 pounds. She's like 5 foot, 100 pounds, if that. She said that I tried to snatch her purse and she stopped my big ass, 6'3", 190 pound self from snatching her purse after I just beat her for 30 minutes, allegedly. And then I ran home. And the cops didn't do their due diligence, look at the cameras, look at the timing, none of that shit. This girl said I beat her ass for 30 minutes and we weren't even upstairs in my house for 15. On top of all the other footage we have, on top of us video of us just walking around Brickell casually. You don't walk around without no limp if you just got kicked in your rib cage by a 6'3", 190 pound man. You don't walk past cops and cop cars and not be like, help, this man just battered me. Nothing. Now all of a sudden I just did all this weird shit. So anyways, fast forward a little bit. Charges got dropped. No one talks about it. You don't see it nowhere. You don't see, oh, white woman lies on, like, nothing. And it goes back to like just me feeling like, damn, no one gives a fuck about me. They just want to see bad shit happen. So that ended up happening. The charges got dropped. This girl's husband, she has put him in jail for allegedly beating her sister up. Yes, I said it right. So he was dating her sister. He allegedly beat her sister up. And then she had him put in jail, made a whole Instagram video, which I have, and which is like, he's a rapist, he's a woman beater, bop, 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 bop. Now they're married. So
wow.
It's a whole Netflix documentary series.
I mean, it's twisted. That is like twisted.
It's nuts. So he kind of been like talking crazy, having my name in his mouth, da 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 da. He got arrested for like pulling a knife out on my boy because my boy posted that the charges got dropped, and he slid in his DM calling him a faggot and all types of shit. Got arrested. Wow. Got arrested for pulling a knife on him. So once he got out of jail, that's when I started my shit talking. And I was saying what I had to say. He said what he had to say. So he basically was like, listen, nigga, pull up, meet up. He sent me an address. I went to meet up with him. It was the wrong address. Went to another one. Then he left. And I went home. I dropped my location. He pulled up, but he wasn't trying to fight. Like, he kept telling me to come to the street. Whatever. Nothing ended up happening that day. 2 weeks pass. I'm in front of 5 guys. And we see each other, start talking, and then, he walks up to me. I throw my setup, and the rest is history. I beat the shit out of that boy.
You're focused on acting. You're focused on getting back on TV. Any other projects that you want to discuss and let the people know about?
I still do music, but like I said, it's more of a creative hobby. And I won't say that it's not a passion, because it's a passion and I love it, but let's be realistic. I'm not 23. Right? I'm not about to just drop everything I'm doing, go on the side of the highway and try to push my music like that. Or I'm not going to allow myself to be broke and homeless because I'm fighting for that opportunity. Like, I'm grown now. Like, I'm in the latter years of my life. And it's kind of like, you have to prepare for shit. Like, I'm a grown man now. Anything can happen. My father could get ill. Got to take care of him. I got to go do whatever I got to do. Even if that means going and working at Trader Joe's as a second part-time job to help with his medical bills. Like, that's shit that I have to do. Like, I don't have the luxury of trying to go hard and make it, like, you have to give up who you are to become who you want to be. And I'm just in a place in life that says I can't afford to do that, unfortunately. And I love making music. I do believe that I have talent, but I just don't have the luxury of just being like, all right, cool, we're gonna go live in efficiency, fuck what everyone thinks, and like try to make it, because at the end of the day, there's still a chance that you won't make it.
True.
This isn't no, there's no blueprint for this.
There's no guarantees
There's
at
people
all.
with shitty ass music that's lit, and people with amazing voices and writing that hasn't made it. So you think because you was on Love and Hip Hop, you got to one up? Nah. So I do it as a hobby, and I create, and who likes it likes it. If something goes viral one day and it goes up, man, that'd be amazing. But if not, for now, I just do it because I love it, I enjoy it, and I think I'm good at it, and can't no one take that away from me. So that there's actually a song coming out in 7 days. It's called Bruising Up. Check it out. Rose. I'm trying to open a nail salon because all I know is women, and I feel like that's the easiest way to convert my network. I have relationships with every female that works at every club, plus the years that I've been doing this. So, you know, I'm on my entrepreneurial shit right now, just trying to like stack up, open a couple businesses. I figure if I can't reach any of like my dreams and goals, worst case scenario, I can just be a rich nigga that looks good. You know what I'm saying?
I know what I'm saying. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad. I'm gonna tell you this, man. Doing this interview with you, not that I ever had any bad blood towards you at all. I didn't, you know, or like, you know how people like dislike TV characters, nothing like that. But I think people will get to just see like you as just a regular person and not a character. Let the people know where they can find you, follow you, buy your stuff, all that.
You know, my artist name is Poppy Rose, Papii, 2 I's, and Rose, but it's not pronounced Rose. It's Rose. Rose. You know, there's a little accent at the top. I was feeling a little fancy. But outside of that, all of my handles are Prince Has Spoken. And honestly, I'm really not that hard to find. Just Google a nigga. I'm very easy to find.
Leave it there, man. This has been a dope ass conversation, and hopefully not the last. You know, you whatever the next project is, you come back.
I believe we'll talk again soon. I got some shit coming up, and so you'll see me like, hey, let's do it again.